Welcome back to Pelicans Skeletons, you guys. Another win, and I predicted it. Win streak. Let's go. 2 in a row. I messed up my sponsorship last time, so let's give this a redo. This video is sponsored by
absolutely nobody.
So let's just watch some basketball. Zion's back out of nowhere. Let's talk about that. This is honestly so surprising to see him back a week ahead of schedule from when he was going to be reevaluated, not even like his return date. He was going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks. He's back in 12 days. Are you joking? That's a really, really good sign. Really. I don't even know what to say. That's really good. He played 26 minutes in this game, coming off the bench, actually, him and Jordan Poole, which I actually kind of like because the starting lineup has been doing pretty well with just like Derek Queen, Sadiq Bey, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and Jeremiah Fears. And then you have Zion and Jordan Poole coming off the bench. Oftentimes, they're going to eat up the second unit of the opposing team. So, and they did really well. I'm just so shocked to see Zion back. Like, this is the opposite of what you expect from Zion. I don't know if anybody remembers his hamstring injury from a couple years ago where he was supposed to be out for a month and he missed the entire rest of the season, like 4 or 5 months. And then this time when they said he'll be reevaluated in 3 weeks, I was like, he's out for 3 months, you know what I mean? But he's back in 2 weeks. I'm seriously so surprised. But good for him, honestly. I'm glad that he's back and feeling healthy enough to play. So the Pelicans injury report went from like, 6, 7 names to all of a sudden it's basically just DeJounte Murray that's out. And the Bulls weren't really missing anybody either, so this wasn't like we're just beating up on an injured team or anything. They have been struggling as a team after a really good start, but they are actively trying to be competitive. They're not throwing games. Some awesome performances in this game from the Pelicans, individually and as a team. Probably the best story was Jeremiah Fears returning to Chicago, kind of where he's from, and he had an awesome game, scoring 20 points, super efficient once again. He's been playing out of his mind the past 2 weeks. That's one of the reasons he's in the top 5 in the rookie ladder. So let me give you some stats of first Jordan Poole and Zion Williamson off the bench, because I think that was super interesting to see, right? Zion out of nowhere. And then Jordan Poole still coming off the bench. I like to see. I don't like them messing with this starting lineup that they have. Zion Williamson, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Jordan Poole, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Each of them with only 1 turnover, so they were pretty efficient. Trey Murphy had 20 and 10, double-double. Trey Murphy's always good for 20 points, man. He's so consistent at this point. Even on his off games, he has 20 points. And then, like I said, Jeremiah Fears in 28 minutes, by the way, not even a full 30 minutes. 20 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, leading all rookies in steals and third in scoring. Derek Queen only played 24 minutes in this game. I don't want to say that he struggled, and this is one thing that I really like about Derek Queen is he doesn't have to have a huge scoring game to make an impact because of his passing. And he's also he's not selfish about taking shots either. Like, he only shot the ball 4 times in this game. And you think, what? He just had a 30-point game the other day. That was no Jordan Poole, no Zion Williamson, a lot of people out in that game. They needed him to take shots. They needed some offensive pressure out of him. And in this game, he was just making the right plays. He had 6 assists, 8 rebounds. He did his job, and he plays his role. So the Pelicans really competed in this game from start to finish. Like, they're starting to put it all together because we've seen quarters where they performed well, halves where they performed well, even games where they have 3 quarters where they perform well. They were either leading or just barely behind this whole game. And even when Chicago went on a run and eventually took the lead at the end of the third quarter, they weren't shaken by the pressure or the swing of the game. They played their brand of offense, they played their brand of defense, and they ended up pulling it out. And they held these Bulls to 104 points. So big improvement on the defensive end, if you ask me. Pelicans are starting to get healthy and they're starting to look really good, man. It's just DeJounte Murray out. I'm interested to see what happens with that. I mean, I doubt he starts right away. I mean, in this game with Jordan Poole and Zion coming off the bench, I doubt DeJounte starts when he comes back. But he might not be that far out either. At basically every estimate we've heard is, start of the new year. And, we're halfway through December at this point. It could be 2-3 weeks out. Those are old reports, so we'll see what happens. But he definitely could be on his way back sooner rather than later. He's the last name on the injury report, so I mean, at that point, it's no excuses. Like, this is the roster. I want to give a little bit of credit to Joe Dumars because he gets some hate, man. He gets a lot of hate. What he said at the start of the season was, when asked about making the playoffs, he said, "I don't have any expectations that I've given to the team or to the coaching staff other than we want to be competitive every night, go out there, play our hearts out. We want to build a deep roster." And it's starting to look like their roster depth is actually pretty good. I already talked about they're not playing Kevon Looney at all, right? So the big man depth is there when nobody's injured. Bryce McGowan's has been a huge steal. He's definitely passed Jordan Hawkins in the depth chart as another wing/guard. Jose is still great. Eve is great. The starting lineup has looked really good with 2 rookies in it. Like, I'm shocked. Micah Peavy's been great even. So the Pelicans are looking like a deep team. And I think they're going to win some more games. I mean, obviously a terrible start to the season, right? But they've won their last two. Let's see where they sit in terms of the play-in. And I know this is so early, but they're basically 5 games back from the play-in spot right now, from the 10th seed being the last play-in spot. You're telling me they can't have a better final 3 quarters of this season than their first quarter of this season with the coaching turbulence and all of that was going on? I don't know, man. They might just be able to sneak up a few spots. Maybe not into the play-in, maybe into the play-in, who knows? Still a lot of games to be played, and it really does look like they're figuring things out, definitely offensively, and maybe even a little bit defensively. They're playing harder than they were, and that's the biggest thing, because at the start of the season, man, when it was like 30-point loss after 30-point loss, like absolutely disgusting effort levels, I was pretty sad about this team. I was like, oh man, this was such a bad season to start covering the Pelicans. But I don't know. I got hope. I got hope that they can turn it around. Maybe let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you see a potential stronger finish for this team to the end of the season? If you like this kind of content, you like watching the Pelicans highlights, leave a like on this video. Consider subscribing. You guys have been amazing. Is their next game really not until Thursday? They've got a full 3 days off, which means I've got a full 3 days off, except for my full-time job. I will see you guys Thursday night with another video after the Pelicans take on the Rockets, who are really good. So does the win streak end at 2? It might. We'll see what happens. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Go Pels. Peace.